Yeah, so don't you hate it when you record something and your USB for your microphone is just not plugged? So yeah, here we go. Voiceover. 10-minute voiceover. Gosh. So what was I talking about? Making a UV map. So making a UV map, I will use a planner and copy the highest number and paste it to the lower one. And you can paste that to all of these three values. But sometimes you will forget that or mess up. So yeah, so it keeps the aspect. But yeah, that was the wrong button. Okay, let's go into the UV map again. And I just wanted to show you that you can also, instead of copying the highest value, you can actually use just the value of 1. So on these three guys. So 1, 1, 1, and hit create. It's going to be too big, but what you can do is you can use PLG pack UV and it will just schmack it to the correct size and aspect for you. You could also scale it, but PLG pack UV is cool enough. So these guys now, these surfaces are good to go for a planar UV mapping. Okay, so I just copied the other surfaces to a background layer. I gotta delete 2 and 3 and go and paste it back to layer 2. Kind of messed up there, but anyway, and cut that out because that's planar and paste it into the original. So all of these guys are correctly UV mapped on the white channel. The question though is if you want to. So yeah, if you paint this in Photoshop, you're good to go. The question though is if you want to have it like that, or if you want to UV map it like this, the second layer that is, or if you want to cut this object out and paste it into layer number 2, because you will have some edges here that are not going to be sexy if you leave that in. So we'll copy it to this guy, merge, and we're gonna UV map this one. So yeah, just sending that to the background layer. So how to UV map that? There are different ways to go about it, but we're going to use PLG UV. Make the name of the UV map 2. And first, we can have a look at how you can split the surface to flatten it in a correct way. So we'll take these edges, advanced edge. So take that one, advanced edge, and the last one, advanced edge. And that should scissor that object where those orange lines are. And then we'll kind of flatten it out. Right. Yeah. So you'll have seams there, but just hit make UV, see what it does, and it looks very nice. But again, you will have seams where those orange lines are. And the thing about a UV map is that usually you do not want seams. It really depends on how you're doing this, but off. So this will create less stretching, but in this case we want to get rid of seams instead. So less stretching for this kind of stuff, but 4 seams. And in this case, I just want to get rid of the seams. So I'll just go about it another way. Still using PLG, we're just going to skip the edge part and just hit Make UV. As simple as that. So now no edges, a bit more distortion to the UV map, but no edges. So if you paint this in Photoshop, then it will look nice. So yeah, that was you can also use ABF and wrap, and it looks pretty much the same. It's up to you really if you want to use ABF or PLG on that one, but I usually go with PLG. The topology is slightly different. Okay. What's next? Yeah, just paste this one in here, and you will, yeah, or not. It depends. You will have, of course, an edge through there that's not going to be that nice, but you will have edges with when UV mapping. So the top edge here is going to be, it's going to have an edge, which is going to be less neat for UV mapping. I could drag this one up. I mean, if the object looked like this instead, then would I care about using PLG? I don't think so. I think I would just smack it down on the Y channel because you wouldn't really see it, you know, that small wall there. You wouldn't really see the UV distortion that much. But for this kind of stuff, you really have to go with something like PLG or such. Still got this one left. And for this one, you could use UV Creeper. I have a video on that, or one video on using UV Creeper. We're going to use standard Levy tool instead. Call it 3 and lack of a better name. And here we're just going to use something simple, Atlas. And Atlas will just basically do the job for us in a schmack. So just choose Atlas and hit create, and that's it. It's made. It's finished. So very little distortion there. And but the thing is, the polygons are so small and flat, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't need to be super accurate for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's how I would go about this. Something like that.